Today we're going to show you how to do this back-blasted award. So first, of course, you have to make your stencil, and we are using our R4 series of film today and our quick image exposure unit to expose the film. This quick image is really great for making your stencils in high production, and it's really easy to use. It has this built-in vacuum to suction the artwork to the film to hold all those really nice fine details. All right, and then in order to wash out our film, we're going to use our AquaBlast Elite Auto Washout Unit. With our Smart Flow technology, our automated washout units use only 2 to 4 gallons of water per minute, saving production facilities time and money when washing out large volumes of photoresist film. And once that is completely washed out, if you need to do any touch-up spots, it also comes with this washout gun in order to do those touch-ups. And then we will just dry our films in our film dryer. And then once the films are completely dry, you are ready to make your award. We always start by cleaning off our glass awards with a glass cleaner, and then we use our Smart Jig to hold the award while we're applying the film. This makes the application process much easier. So once we have it where we want it, then we're just going to use our squeegee to get rid of any bubbles and make sure that the film is really applied to that surface. And we do this before removing the carrier sheet. Then once it's applied the way we want, we just trimmed it down a little bit, and now we're removing that carrier sheet. And then we'll use our wire wheel to pop any tiny bubbles that are in there. If you skip this step, then those bubbles can cause blow-offs when you're blasting. All right, and now we're just going to do the exact same process to the front artwork, where we just apply it, trim it, and remove the carrier sheet. And then we'll use some just masking tape to protect the edges so that they don't get blasted or frosted during the blasting process. We want to keep those nice and shiny. All right, now we are ready to blast. We are using our Crystal Blast Elite 3.0 sand carver today. And when blasting, we just like to keep the nozzle moving to get a nice even etch. The first pass removes that thin membrane that was holding all the pieces together. And we want to make sure to get a nice deep etch on this first layer since we will be stage carving this. So the first layer needs to have some good depth so that when we come back with our second pass and frost it, that you can see all these lines. So here Peter is just making sure to go over all those lines and make them nice and even. And we'll flip over the front and do the same thing. Again, here you can see where that first pass is just removing that membrane, and then we are continuing to go over the design to get nice depth. And we're keeping the nozzle moving, not keeping it at any one spot for too long, because again, we don't want to cause any blow-offs. All right, and once we're happy with that, we just take it out of the blaster, and then we can remove the film. This R4 film does remove nice and easy. You can either remove it with your hands like Peter's doing here, or you can soak it in water and remove it that way. And like I said, this is going to be a stage carve, so we're just bringing it back into our blaster, and we are going to give a nice light etch to the back side of the award to give it a frosted look. And you want to keep the nozzle moving and not go too deep. We just are trying to frost that glass, but also keep it nice and even. So he's just like touching up a few more spots right here. And it doesn't take long at all when you do this second pass. All right, and here you can see the finished award. It looks so nice. You can see how the background where we added depth as well as the frosted look looks really nice, and it really helps those words pop.